Hi, I'm Christy Netterman with the City of Dallas Municipal Archives. In celebration of Women's History Month, I'm speaking with a number of women leaders in Dallas who are sharing their stories of trailblazing and helping to transform our community with their dedicated service.
My name is Barbara Lord Watkins, and if you were to give me a title, probably community volunteer, although professionally I retired as president and CEO of the Parkland Foundation.
Okay.
And senior vice president at Parkland Health and Hospital System.
Wow. All right. Well, can you describe the climate in Dallas for women, culturally, business, civically, around the time that the Dallas Summit was formed?
I have to say that during the time that individuals were brought together to talk about the Dallas Summit, it was during a time when we were really, as a group of individuals with some leadership roles in the community, were concerned that women just were not being represented on boards and commissions as we felt they should. There were too many contributions being made by outstanding women that were just gone unnoticed or uncared for. And the fact that there were a few people who felt very strongly that now is the time to look forward to another era of involvement and community awareness about the contributions that are being made by women, now is the time.
All right, all right. Well, can you tell me about your journey as a trailblazer and in your field of leadership?
Well, I've been in the Dallas community for a very long time. When my husband and I came to Dallas, I was really concerned about the poll tax. I mean, what do you mean we have a poll tax? What do you mean you have to pay? And I couldn't believe it. And there was a group in Dallas, the Legal Women Voters, to be honest, was having a big drive to do away with the poll tax. And I wanted to be part of that. And I realized to be part of it, because at that time I was living in Oak Cliff, and the individuals that I worked with were in far North Dallas. So I would get Central Expressway, move north, talk to people. Most of them were members of the League of Women Voters and others, and really did everything that I could to repeal the poll tax. Oh, of course, the results was the vote was taken. We repealed the poll tax. And from that involvement, I began to look for ways that not only could I take care of my children, but I would have an opportunity to give back in a way. So a lot of things evolved from that, from leadership roles at that point and League of Women Voters at that time, to looking for organizations that tried to make a difference. Reading is fundamental with Dallas Independent School District. Opportunities in healthcare, because when I came to Dallas, I had a master's in medical technology at the time, and I did work at UT Southwestern for a short period of time before another infant came in the family. But I knew then that what was happening with people of color just should not happen in terms of opportunities for better health care in their community, and for the ability to interface, not only from an educational but from a cultural point of view as well, was lacking. It really was. So I really looked for ways that I could be involved. And you know, between my work involvement, I was asked to come and do some things, raise money for Visiting Nurse Association as a professional there. working with the Texas legislature. Even before that, being involved with a group called the Goals for Dallas. And that was in working along with my husband, talking about health care and the disparities in health care for people of color. As much as I may have wanted to get out of health care because I've been in it, I've been in it all my life. My father was a physician, so I knew about what people lacked. But I also knew that there were opportunities that weren't available outside of health care, that if we were going to make any progress, there had to be a change. And what a great opportunity when Susan Ahn said, Barbara, we need to sit down and talk. A group of us need to talk about what's going on. Keep in mind, she saw the broader picture because she was a healthcare provider, as you know. And so it was her reaching out and showing more of what needed to be done in education, social services, that brought together a composite, and that's really what we were, of individuals who could bring different things to the table, different ideas. And also not just different ideas, but they had the wherewithal to get it done. So I have to tell you, when you ask me what have I been involved in to get where I am, I've had appointments on a national level in healthcare. I've had appointments on the state level in healthcare. I have spent a number of years on boards and commissions here in Dallas. I served as the first chair of the Health and Human Services Commission for the city of Dallas.
Wow.
And that was during the time when you just didn't talk about anybody having AIDS. That was unheard of. That was a no-no. And so moving forward, it was important for me not to just say, Barbara served on this board, or Barbara was part of this, but it was important to say, the women in the community, my people on certain boards, my people in my church, in my community, needed also to have access to the opportunities that I was able to get. So I was always grateful to Susan for asking me to be one of the group. Virginia Whitehill, people that were on the first board, oh my gosh, Catalina Garcia. I could just name the urgency that we had to move, the urgency that we bring people together to help solve it. Does that make sense to you?
Oh, of course, of course. All right. Well, what advice would you give to young women today in Dallas leadership roles?
We are fortunate now that there are more women in leadership roles than we've had in the past. Not enough, but we do have more. Okay. And so if I had to give them advice, I would have to say to these individuals, know exactly what it is you want to accomplish. Research what it is you want to accomplish. Who can help you do what you want to do? And know why you want to do it. Why do you want to move ahead? Why is it important to you? And I think if you can answer those questions and then bring together the understanding of people with knowledge that you need and that you can share, you will find yourself moving ahead much faster than you thought you could. If you think you can do it alone, you're not going to be a leader very long, are you? So I would think that being able to know how to collaborate and understand what you want. What's your vision? What is your vision for your daughter to grow up in? What is your vision for the organization that you're a member of? What's your vision for the council that you serve on? Are you going to contribute, or are you just going to be passive?